the shop, and for those of you new here, I'm Brad and this is Sabot Woodworks. One thing I want to tackle today is a bit of shop organization. That's one thing that I sort of have been struggling with, because shop organization I've always had as the back burner project that I never ever really got around to, and I'm bringing that to the forefront today. If you're like me, horizontal surfaces just catch clutter like nobody's business. And it's always going to be piled up with clutter exactly where you need to work, and any of that clutter is nothing that you need to be working with. So I just typically move it around to another part of the shop, which then just compounds the issue and then frustrates me more. So in order to try and keep my shop clean, organized, and functional, I am prioritizing shop organization sort of going forward for the next little bit. One thing I wanted to do with this bench was, originally when I built it, I at least wanted to get it built, solid, and functional, and then upgrade it sort of as I go to my needs. And one of the things I was originally planning on was I wanted to put a tool well on the back side of the bench. But the problem is space is a bit of a premium, and if I put a tool well on the bench, that's adding about another 8-ish inches, which is then going to move the bench farther out, which then further constricts the amount of space that I have in the shop. As you can see, I only have half of a 2-car garage. I got this plastic sheeting to keep the dust off of the other side. My wife likes to park inside. We have a few other things over there that we don't want getting dusty. So I'm sort of limited to the space that we saw here, or that you see here. Which isn't a problem, because there's ways around that. And one of the solutions that I saw, and I think this is going to be an excellent idea for me, is a guy named John McGrath on YouTube. He goes by the name of Man and Shed. He built something called the Tool Buddy, or Bench Buddy, I believe. And what it was is utilizing his workbench and the dog holes, is he built a bit of an elevated platform on an angle to contain his commonly used tools that he's going to be using for that project. And I thought that was a genius idea, because for the longest time I was stuck on that tool well. I'm like, I've seen benches with tool wells, everybody has them, and it's going to be a great idea. But the more I look at my space and the more just sort of clutter catching that I have, it's not going to be working for me. So what I'm going to do is I've got some scrap maple that I have laying around in the shop. Because my bench is made out of maple and walnut, I'm going to do the same, or using the same theme. I'm going to build it out of maple and walnut to at least have a little platform for some commonly used tools, so I can keep things sort of up off the bench, organized, but still within arm's reach. And hopefully going forward in the long term, that'll make things a little cleaner on my bench, especially when I'm in the middle of a project and I have tools everywhere. So come along everybody, let's start and see if we cannot solve this problem of clutter on my workbench. Right, let's get to it. So like any project, I started off over at my lumber rack, going through what I had sitting around, and I found this piece of maple that had been there for a while, and I decided it needed a bit of purpose in its life. So like any good project, went over to the jointer, and I started by flattening one face, and then I flattened one edge, and this piece is ultimately going to be the shelf for the Bench Buddy. And once I was done over at the jointer, next step is the planer, where I went and got that all flattened and parallel to the jointed side, and then got it ready for the next steps, which is going to be over by the bandsaw. And then over at the bandsaw, I went and resawed everything in half. I started off by taking this actually through the table saw just to get some good deep kerf cuts to make it a little easier on my bandsaw, as my blade is getting a little bit dull these days and does need to be replaced. After the bandsaw, I flattened the pieces a little more and cut them down to the dimensions that I'm going to need, and then I went and glued them up. I love these Bessie H-clamps. They're pipe clamps, so I can strap them onto some 12-inch pipe, or I've got some 48-inch as well. Real easy to change around, and they're pretty adaptable and good and solid. So I've used these on a lot of projects, and they honestly make my life a lot easier in the long run. While the shelf for the Bench Buddy is drying over in the clamps, I went back over the table saw and I cut out what is going to be the platform, or the column that the actual shelf is going to sit on for the Bench Buddy itself. This is cutting down to about 2-inch by 2-inch square. And here I decided to take the hand plane to the column that the shelf for the bench buddy itself is going to sit on. One, just to practice some of my planing skills, but two, to also clean it up and get rid of some of the saw marks. And there's just something about just slowing down, using a hand plane, and just listening to the sound of the hand planes running across the wood. It's incredibly calming and some would say therapeutic as well. Once I finished off with the hand plane, I just took a scrap piece of wood and held it up to what's going to be the column for the actual shelf of the bench buddy, figuring out the approximate angle that I'm going to want. In this case, it's about 30 degrees. As well, considering the height that I'm going to have the shelf as well, in order to factor in any tools, i.e. like my chisels that might be hanging down, so I have clearance between the tools on the bottom side of the bench buddy and the top of my workbench. So I cut the overall piece of wood down to the rough length, keeping in mind that I will still need to cut the 30-degree angle off one end for the bench buddy shelf to sit on. So it is a little longer than what I'm ultimately going to have it. And then I threw it on the lathe and got ready to have some fun. Here I am spinning the bottom part to be 3/4 of an inch wide. Ended up being just a little bit under in order to match my dog holes, as well as allow a bit of expansion during if things are starting to get humid or what have you in the shop. Then my bench buddy isn't stuck in one dog hole and I can move it around as required. Now time for a quick little test fit. Like I said, it ended up being slightly under 3/4 of an inch, but not a big deal. That's going to hold. And this was a lot easier than trying to drill a dowel and then inserting it into the wood that way. Once I was happy with the fit of the piece of wood into my dog holes, I just took the block plane and just knocked down the edges. This way it just helps preserve the wood a little bit as I pick things up and move it around. So here I took the time to mark everything out for where the column is going to actually be mortised into the backside of the shelf for the bench buddy. One thing that I didn't initially factor in was the fact that for the mortise where the column is going to sit into the back of the shelf, it is angled. So you're going to have to carve out just a little bit more on one side where the column sits in order to get it to sit flush within the mortise. It wasn't a big deal. It was a pretty quick fix once I realized that. And then after that, everything went together quite smoothly. And in order to save myself a whole bunch of time and effort, I grabbed my palm router and I then went and removed the majority of the waste within the confines of the mortise itself, sneaking up as close to my pencil lines as possible before switching over to my chisels. Made quick and easy work of cutting this mortise out overall, especially where it wasn't a through mortise. And once I had the majority of the waste removed, it was time to practice my chisel game and square up the mortise itself. As well, it was really nice because I had an opportunity to use some of my freshly sharpened chisels, as well as the carver's mallet that I had turned just recently. Honestly, it was a joy to use compared to the massive warhammer of a mallet that I had beforehand. And I look forward to using this a lot more in the future. And with the chisel work done, it was time to do a quick test fit for the mortise and tenon portion. It was a little loose, but for a first attempt, it really wasn't too bad. And then I was able to grab some of my tools and just do a test fit, just to visualize where I wanted some of the items to go, and making sure that I had enough height and spacing in between, ultimately where everything is going to be placed before I begin drilling it out. And before I began drilling into the shelf of the bench buddy, I just tossed in a 1/2-inch dado stack and ran a dado through the bottom of it. And that's where I'm going to be inserting a strip of walnut in order to create a little bit of a shelf for some smaller tools to rest on when I have the bench buddy all set up. And after a quick test fit, the piece of walnut that I had was just a hair too wide and didn't want to fit inside the the dado that I already cut, and I had already removed the dado stack. So honestly, the easiest thing was just to take the piece of walnut and just trim the smallest hair off of it. And then like that, it just fit perfectly into the dado, and I was able to move on to the next steps. And next up, over to the drill press. Here I began drilling out various size holes to accommodate some of the tools that I want to have readily available. And here I'm currently drilling out the holes where I'm going to begin placing my chisels that will go up along the left side of the shelf proper. Once I had the holes drilled out for where the chisels are going to sit, I went and grabbed my handsaw and just practiced a little bit of hand sawing to create a bit of a recess to allow the chisels to slide in and out of from the left-hand side of the bench buddy. And this is why I'm doing this, because this is a small project and I just have all these tools now cluttering the top of my workbench. Okay, so I have the bench buddy here rough assembled before I've glued anything up. This way I can just make sure that my proof of concept works, and if I need to tweak anything, it will be easier to do one component by trying to start over once I have all the glue on. One thing I did do off camera was I drilled a 3/4 inch hole and mounted a 3/4 inch dowel going through the face of it into the actual mount to my bench, just to give it a bit more rigidity. Not that I don't trust the glue alone, but where I'm going to have tools and weight on this. If for whatever reason the glue isn't as strong as I would like, then the dowel is going to keep everything in place, and this way it's not going to fall over and I'm going to lose all my tools on the ground. So far I've got a home for my 2 marking gauges that are going to go up top here. Again, it's going to be a little wobbly because I don't have everything fully secure yet. I've got a little spot for my awl so I can do my marking. I've got a home up here for the carver's mallet that I turned the other day. I've got slots for 4 chisels on the side. So I got my chisels. Again, she's a little wobbly because I don't have everything fully secure yet, but we're getting there. And I've got a ledge where I can add on some smaller items as required as well. So far I'm quite happy with this. It's going to have an easy access home for all my tools that I need easy access to, and so far so good. So one thing, next steps is I'm going to start getting things glued together. This trim, the walnut strip trimmed down to length, and I'm going to use a little flush cut saw and just trim off this bit of dowel here. And aside from that, we'll get this glued up, and then after that, once it's all dried, I'll be able to add the finish, and we should be able to call this project done. My wife got me this little flush cut trim saw from Temple Tools for Christmas as a stocking stuffer, and this is the first project where I'm really using it, and honestly I'm really quite happy with it. It cuts beautifully and leaves a nice smooth finish, so if you're in the market for a little flush cut trim saw, I definitely suggest checking out Temple Tools. It's always nice to know when you're on the home stretch when you finally get to apply the finish. Here I'm throwing on a healthy coat of Danish oil across the entire bench buddy. It's wonderful seeing everything come together, especially the maple with a little bit of walnut, which is kind of the theme for my workbench. Just seeing all that pop and come together really makes me happy. The 3/4 inch dowel that I spun into the bottom of the column for the bench buddy made applying the finish really easy, as I could just stick it into my finishing bench and turn it around as I see fit. Lastly, while the finish was drying, it was just time for a couple little modifications on the bench, where I went and added a few extra dog holes along the side and the back, so this way I could move the bench buddy around to wherever I need it, be it the left side, the right side, or the middle of the bench. And with all that time and effort put into this, might as well clean off the top of the bench and get it all nice and beautiful so I can put the bench buddy on and admire everything on a clean bench, at least for a little bit before the next project. All right, everybody, so that concludes this weekend's project, and the bench buddy is complete. Huge shout out to John McGrath for originally posting the video. I'll leave a link somewhere up here. he came up with this idea, and it honestly makes a lot more sense than a tool well, where I'll probably have a whole bunch of tools and other just junk piled in there, on top of shavings and just more clutter, where this keeps everything tight, contained, and organized and up off the bench, so I've got space, and I am honestly happy with it. I was playing with a couple different layouts, and at the end of the day, the one that he originally posted, I liked the best, just as I played with it and hummed and hawed. So I've got room for 4 chisels, I've got 2 marking gauges in all, I've got room for my block plane. I can put my number 4 or my number 5 hand plane up here, and I've got my carver's mallet that I spun in a previous video, and then a little bit of room if I ever want to throw something small in there, like maybe a small square or something. But aside from that, it's not designed to fit every tool I'm going to use. That's just going to be large and impractical, but this is going to work for me. One thing that I did do a little differently compared to John's video was he drilled in drilled in the dowel into the bottom of this, and he used lasers and trying to get things straight. The first one was crooked, and then he started again. I've been there. It's not fun to try and freehand drill things like that, so I just took the bottom part of maple, threw it on the lathe, and spun the bottom part to be 3/4 of an inch to match any of my dog holes. So depending on what I'm working or how I'm using my bench, I can just pick this up and move this to any dog hole around my bench that I feel like would be a good spot for, and it'll fit perfectly. And just to keep things a little farther back, to keep this towards the back, I just drilled 3 dog holes along the back here. This way I had some space for it, instead of having it right up front, where I feel like I'll probably bump into it as I'm trying to move past my workbench. But aside from that, this was a very fun weekend project, and hopefully it inspires you to sort of look a little differently at tool storage and organization while you're working in a project, as well as just keeping things handy whenever you might need a tool. So thanks for coming along, everybody, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Cheers.